The year was 1985, a year of things that brought us joy, a year when life felt like it was really going somewhere. It was a time when dads were dads, moms were moms, and children were just beginning the process of life, with plenty of time to grow. Most would agree it was an amazing year, but for me, 1985 was the year that turned me into a madman. My mind played tricks on me from left and right, but I think I know what I saw. I was only 12. I lied about where I went, telling my parents I was at school or a friend's house, but instead, I went elsewhere to smoke weed with my friends. I was trouble for my teachers, and they eventually lost respect for me. I hung out with people who did the same things I did. But it was 1985, and I need to tell someone what happened, even if it sounds crazy or weird. It was a Saturday. The sun was shining, birds were singing, and there was no school. I was on the basketball court playing with my friends, Jacob, Luke, and Isaac. It was me and Luke against Jacob and Isaac. The score was 6-3, we were winning. When you put me and Luke on a team, we were like John Stockton and Karl Malone playing for the Utah Jazz. I was dribbling the ball, standing still while Jacob blocked me. Luke was being guarded by Isaac. Suddenly, out of the blue, Luke took a quick step to the left, switched to the right, and yelled, "Pass." I threw the ball in his direction. He caught it perfectly, jumped, spun toward the hoop, and slammed it down. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We won again. That's bullshit, Jacob said, sweat dripping from his face. How the fuck does that count? Isaac added. Fair game, you guys just suck ass, Luke said, laughing. Fuck you, dude, Jacob replied. Hey, it's getting late. It's almost time for supper, someone said. Wait, before you guys go, meet me at the court around 7:30 p.m., Isaac interrupted. What do you have planned? Luke asked. Listen, if you want to know, you have to do what I say. You won't be disappointed, Isaac said. We all agreed. We wanted to know what Isaac had up his sleeve. He was the one who knew how to make a makeshift bong out of a soda can, where to find the best weed, and how to find strange things. Curiosity hit me like a truck. When the clock read 7:18 p.m., I slid my window open and climbed down to the grass. The walk to the court took only 6 minutes. When I arrived, 3 people were sitting on the bench, Luke, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, everyone's here. I wanted to see if you were going to be a pussy or not, Jacob said, laughing. It's weird that you even know what that word means, considering you can't get any, I shot back. Now, what the hell are you going to show us? My curiosity was scratching at me. Okay, chill. I found this weird place where we can smoke more. It's far from town, deep in the woods, Jacob explained. I brought a flashlight, too. We all nodded in agreement. Just follow me. We're on a quest to find a place where we can smoke in peace. We followed Jacob to the edge of the woods, where the trees were tallest. After about 45 minutes of walking, we reached the mysterious place. It was a house. But it wasn't an old, abandoned, rotting shack. It was a normal home. The paint looked fresh, no weeds were overgrown, and there was no dirt or rot. It looked like a house that belonged in a neighborhood, not the middle of the woods. It was 2 stories tall, but there was no garage, no driveway, and no way to get a car back there. Come on in. I've got weed on the kitchen counter, Jacob said, walking through the doorway. We froze for a minute, looking at each other, but curiosity won. We followed him inside. The interior was pitch black. We heard Jacob say, "Let there be light," before the entire hallway lit up. The fact that the power worked made it feel like we were intruding on someone's active home. I don't know, dude. What if someone lives here? Luke whispered. I found this place a week ago. Not a single person has been here. I felt like Goldilocks, but without the bears, Jacob reassured us. The walls were white with gold edges, and the wooden floors were covered by a dark red carpet. There was a small wooden table with tall legs against the wall, holding picture frames of families. The house smelled like strawberries. It felt too fresh. I've only been downstairs. I couldn't find the stairs anywhere, Jacob noted. A 2-story house with no stairs. Weird. Jacob grabbed a pre-rolled joint and reached for his lighter. Before he could strike a flame, a loud thump echoed from upstairs. An attic ladder dropped down from the ceiling. My body froze like ice. In the corner of my eye, I saw the same fear in the others. Was that someone upstairs, or did something just fall? Luke whispered. Jacob slowly stepped toward the ladder and began to climb. He disappeared into the darkness above. After 2 minutes, the light came on. Holy shit! Jacob screamed. We snapped out of our trance and scrambled up the ladder. When we got up there, we saw what had made him scream, a Nintendo NES with the zapper light gun. To anyone else, it was just a console, but this was the newest thing out, and it hadn't even been released yet. It was strange, but not enough to stop us from playing Duck Hunt. The NES was plugged into a Magnavox TV with wooden frames. We sat in a circle, passing around a joint, getting baked like the Muffin Man's muffins. Things felt different with every blink. AC/DC's Highway to Hell was playing on a nearby radio. We took turns playing Mario and trying to kill Bowser. One blink, and we were competing in Duck Hunt. Another blink, and we were passing another joint. After what felt like 13 minutes, we paused the game. Maybe we should head back. I don't want to deal with my old man, Isaac said. Dude, the clock says 8 p.m. You'll be fine, Jacob replied. "Well, school is going to fuck us up if we aren't there," Luke added. My stomach was growling, so I climbed down to find the kitchen. I found it easily, still hearing the guys laughing upstairs. I opened a cabinet and found Lay's chips and Little Debbie's. As I grabbed a box of Little Debbie's, something caught my eye. It wasn't that she looked evil, but her left eye was inches lower than her right. Her teeth were too white, perfect, but out of place. I was stoned, so I shrugged it off and took a huge bite. As I chewed, I realized there was no taste. Not rotten, just plain. Like taste didn't exist. I spat it into the trash. It looked like a grayish, squishy substance. Somebody has bad taste, I thought to myself, laughing. One by one, we climbed down. Before my hand could touch the doorknob, the sound of the NES turning back on stopped me. "Dude, I thought you turned it off," I said. "I did. Why are you blaming me?" Jacob snapped. Suddenly, a radio in the kitchen started playing Hell's Bells at a deafening volume. The ringing bells shook our eardrums. I lunged for the doorknob, but it wouldn't turn. It felt hard, yet squishy. Slowly, the window frames began to stretch like skin. Everything in the house did. "What the hell is going on?" Isaac screamed. I tried to bust the door down, but it felt like hitting flesh. Luke pulled me back, switchblade in hand, and stabbed the door. After he pulled the knife out, blood began to drip from the wood. The doors suddenly became solid again, and we slammed our shoulders into it, finally bursting through. We fell down the steps and onto the leaf-covered ground. We ran like hell. We ran for what seemed like hours, my mind unable to comprehend what had just happened. Before we reached our homes, Luke said, "We don't talk about this. No one can know. It was just the weed." We all agreed. But I knew it wasn't the weed. I climbed back through my window and saw the clock, 3:56 a.m. I'll say this to anyone who listens, that large house in the woods, with its fresh paint and clean walls, is a trap. I still don't understand what it was, or if it was even real. But I am never going back to that fresh trap again.